From the intel of our spy satellite, we've learned that the enemy is actually establishing its main base at the old KSC airfield. And that's actually good for us because we've been put out of commission, so they're not worried about us right now. But the thing is, we've been developing a lot of stuff, including that armed satellite which we launched in secret. But we're going to hold off on using that right away because we actually have a long-range bomber with a nice little surprise packed into it. The only problem is we are here. They are all the way over here. This is a very, very long flight, and right now we've packed the long-range bomber full of fuel, hoping to actually get it there. We have a few stopover options here. We have the Black Crags, which we've actually contacted ahead of time, asking them to refuel an aircraft, so that's a good possibility to land there. And then from there, it's a long flight. There are a few landing options around here. The VLA is another landing option, along with Jebediah Sands and Lake Thermal to refuel. We do not have any sort of treaties with them. We haven't been able to contact them due to we don't really know who operates them. But we might be able to put down in there and refuel under secret, since we kind of look like a passenger aircraft. So we're going to go ahead and get the flight started and hopefully destroy this airfield before it ever gets put to use. So this is the B-102 Big Betty. This is a long-range, high-speed bomber that we have retrofitted with 2 Daisy Cutter bombs. These are gigantic LZ-clearing bombs that hopefully, they are unguided, but hopefully they reach their target and we'll be able to inflict massive damage. Now, unfortunately, due to how much fuel we are actually carrying and, how much we are, and where it's positioned, we are at a nice little, wheelie here, but we're hopefully going to be able to get it off the runway. Hopefully it creates a little more lift, so we're going to go ahead and close the hangar. And Valentina is our main commander, along with our almost full female crew. There's a lot of crew on this aircraft, but we're going to get it launched. We're going to try to get on over, and hopefully we can make it over to the airfield. And that's not good. We're aborting takeoff. We've already lost 2 engines. That's not good. Right off the bat, having problems. So let's put her down. And we'll brake. Alright, so back to the drawing board on that one. Okay, so we might be able to get off this time and actually get it going. Hopefully. We don't lose anything along. There we go. There we go. That's a nice little short takeoff on this big bitch. Alright, so we need to get her turning immediately and get her on course. Now she is a little, like I said, she's loaded weird, so the flight profile on it's going to be a little weird. And, the giant payload that we have doesn't really help much. So hopefully we can get airborne, get over the mountain range, and start heading towards a target area. And hopefully we can make it with the fuel that we actually have on board. Which is not that much. We're burning it faster and faster and faster and faster. Probably doesn't help that somebody loaded liquid oxidizer into this aircraft, but it's too late now. We're in the air. We could land it and try to fix it again, but we're in the air and we're running short on time. So we have multiple areas we can go to. I think we're going to have to do a refuel stop over at this airfield and hope for the best there. So we're going to head across the coast, follow it around, see if we can get eyes on the airfield, and then push across from there. First we have to make it over this mountain range, which is just crazy big. And hopefully we can find the airfield from there. So we're approaching our first refuel waypoint, and we actually got the bomber up to supersonic speeds, but it was a little crazy. It had lost control just a little bit, and I'm assuming that landing this thing is going to be an insane pain in the ass, but we're going to give it a shot. We're actually going to bring it around just a tad bit. Try to slow her down. It does not have any air brakes, so trying to slow her down is just going to be a pain. But we didn't do too bad fuel consumption-wise. We started over there and pushed straight across to where our current position. So that's not too bad. I mean, a quarter of a tank gone, and that was at supersonic speeds. Not too bad. We'll just got to keep it under, under Mach 1 for our fuel consumption, and we should be all right. But the question is, can we make it down onto this landing strip? Because of the VTOL formation on this aircraft, it's very, very hard to steer and yaw in, and it's just a pain. So let's go ahead and get gear down so we can actually kind of slow down a bit more. And they were nice enough to turn on a their little refuel truck over here. I know it says ICBM, but don't mind that. So let's try to put her down on the runway. It's kind of a short runway, so this might be kind of tough. I want to bleed a lot more airspeed if possible. Worst comes to worst, we'll just full throttle and push on out again. We're still 2,000 meters up. Oh, this is gonna be sketchy. 8 kilometers to go. Still 125. Go ahead and engage brakes. So even the second we touch down, we don't have to do anything. It's just gonna go ahead and kick right on for us. Okay, we should be about lined up. And I know I can use the precision controls to actually get into this, but the way this aircraft is, it would hamper me more than anything else to put it on. So we're kind of at a steep angle of attack here. Or glide slope. I know somebody's going to correct me on that too. But we are approaching. We're still going a little too fast. We might have to full throttle and get out of there. Whoa. But so far we're looking good. And we're off center just a little bit. Oh, this is a very short runway. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Yep, we're bailing. Oof, that almost went bad. But we're gonna swing her around. It does have good slow speed maneuverability, as we saw. I mean, I can take this thing off at, I think it's about 50 meters a second. So as long as we keep it around like 60, 70, we might be able to turn right around, get on into here, and land her. Hopefully. So we're actually still pretty good. Gonna throttle down just a bit more. Kill some more of this airspeed. Okay. Let's try it again. Here we go. Really short runway. Really, really, really short runway. Holy crap. This might be it, boys. And touchdown. Oh, we bounced. Oh, God. Not gonna work. Okay, let's throttle up a bit more. So we really need to get her around to about 50-something meters a second. And keep her around there. So we're gonna kind of keep her around the 50 meter per second range. Continue to hold our altitude. Swing her back around and hope for the best. Alright, let's throttle down just a little bit. It's a very tricky landing. Doesn't help that I have like glass landing gear, as you can tell by the bounce. That was not pretty. Okay, throttle down just a bit more. Okay, this should be good enough speed. I'm actually gaining altitude, so that's good at this speed. Throttle up just a bit more. Throttle up, throttle up. We're gonna need to gain our speed for this turn. Very, very slow. Third time's the charm, right? Let's give it a shot. Throttle down just a bit. I don't want to come into this one too hot. We're still at a good speed. Gonna slow our turn just a bit more. Okay, go ahead and pull up just a bit. Want to straighten her out just a tad bit. Feel like we're going just a little too slow. But we're actually doing alright. We're doing alright. Slowing down just a bit. I want to keep this speed a little constant. Oh man, we might have her this time, boys. Throttle back, full throttle back. Nice, we did it. We've hit our refuel marker, our first refuel marker. Awesome. Whew. That was, oh man, that kind of made me nervous a little bit. That's crazy. Alright, so we're here. So now we're going to refuel and we're going to set off across the coast to the next refuel marker. So now we're going to try to take her off after she's been refueled. She's still big, fat, and heavy. But hopefully we don't have any problems with that along the way. So I think we're going to be good. We're doing alright, we're doing alright. Trying to get some lift going here. Full throttle. Don't want to hit that little lip. And we're airborne. Sweet. Alright, so now we're going to start our transatlantic flight across the ocean to try to reach our next refuel point. We're going to try to radio them before we get into range and see if we can actually request permission to land and refuel. Hopefully they let us do. If not, we're just going to have to try to make a run on it. Just, you know, empty tanks and see what happens. And hope for the best. So we've reached the next airport, the Sands, Jeb Sands Airport. We've actually radioed them. They're allowing us to land and refuel. And that's perfect timing because we are pretty freaking low on fuel at the moment. So we're actually going to slow down, cut our engines because we really might only have one attempt at this. So I'm going to try to conserve what airspeed I have and get us lined up with the runway. We really might have one or two shots at this, and that's about it. Right now our fuel consumption is pretty low. I'm actually going to pull up and kind of level out here. Still 15 kilometers out, but we might not have enough fuel to actually do this. I'm just going to throttle up just a little bit. This might be a little sketchy. Yeah, it's looking like a pretty thin runway. We'll go ahead and make sure the brakes are on first of all, before we even get close to this. Now we are a little lighter, so we're a little faster. We're going to have better lift. So our touchdown speed might be a little slower than what we had before, and we were at like 30 meters a second at the last runway. So this might get a little interesting. Right now our SAS is kind of screwing us over, so I'm going to turn that off. Actually, no, it was actually helping a lot. So let's put that back on. We're still at 10 kilometers out. We're going to hit the lake, make a right-hand turn, and go in for our landing, hopefully. I want to keep the landing gear in as long as possible, so that way we can conserve whatever airspeed that we have. 9 kilometers. We're still at about 760 pounds of fuel, 759. So we might have maybe one or two attempts at this. Hopefully we get it on the first shot. But I'm not holding my breath. I haven't even seen what the runway layout looks like, so I'm sure it's going to be tough. We're actually at about 90 meters a second, which is actually pretty good for what we want to do. We're at 700 meters off the ground and losing altitude pretty quickly. Yeah, we're at, our vertical speed is pretty crazy. This is not how you want to land. We're going to try to get it up to about 5 before we go in. We're at 76. We're going to start our turn in. We're going to gear out, throttle up just a little bit more. I think we're even more tail heavy. Yeah, we are. Okay, so this is going to be interesting because we are even more tail heavy because of the low amount of fuel. I actually wish I could change that around a bit. So this landing is going to be interesting, believe it or not. And this runway also looks treacherous as shit. We need to slow down just a bit more. This is going to be tough. Because of the oxidizer, we actually have a ton of weight in the rear. Oh my god, I need to throttle up. This is not good, guys. Oh, man. try to cut some of this airspeed. I throttled up way too fast, but at the same time, to keep it nose up, we're gonna have to go in with some speed. So this is going to be sketchy. Oh my god, we're already coming in way too hot. Okay, I need to throttle up just a little bit more. Oh, holy Jesus. Pray for me! Pray for me! Throttle down. Throttle down. Come on, baby. Holy shit, I can't believe we made it. Oh god, we're not gonna make it, actually. Nope, we're not gonna make it. Thrust up, thrust up, thrust up! Go! Get going! Make it up the ridge! Holy shit! Holy crap-a-molies. Okay. We're gonna need somewhere with a little bit more runway. We really need to ditch this oxidizer. That's what's fucking us over. Can I dump it? I wish I could dump it. We're gonna try to put it down next to the airfield. I don't think we're gonna be able to make the runway, to be honest. So we're gonna do what we can to actually put her down right around next to it. The field looks alright. We can still get a fuel truck out to us. Because the runway is way too short for the problems that we were having. Just kind of keep her good and golden. Just a few bumps along the way. Brakes are on. We're gonna ditch this oxidizer problem that we're having, because that was an insane fucking landing, to be honest. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get a fuel truck out to us, refuel, fix the fuel problem, get rid of the runway, take off, and do our bombing run. So we fixed our fuel issue, we're ready to go, we got towed back up onto the runway, and we're ready to start our actual final flight into our, where we can actually go and hit that old airfield. The thing is, we're not going to have enough fuel to get back. We've already established, we told these guys what's going on. They said, as long as they don't get any sort of fighter aircraft scrambled against them, they'll let us refuel here quickly. What we're actually planning to do is ditch this aircraft kind of out a little ways from it, have the crew strip their uniforms, walk back here, and catch some sort of passenger flight back. So we're actually going to ditch the bomber in itself, so that way there's no, they can't really trace it back to us. But we're gonna launch. Hopefully this goes well. We're gonna actually full throttle up because it's a short runway. With the fuel balance now, we might have an issue getting in the air. So here we go. And no issue. Fantastic. All right, let's turn and burn, baby. We are on our final leg of the flight. Off to blow some shit up. Okay, we're approaching our target area. We've been kind of keeping it map of the earth pretty low. We're gonna get even lower, try to pop over this ridgeline, drop our ordnance, and bug the fuck out before they can pick us up on a radar, or scramble fighters, or surface-to-air missiles, anything. So we're definitely gonna push in real quick. We're gonna go ahead and get the cargo, the doors open, and the bombs armed. Let's go ahead and speed up. We're still 20 kilometers out. I think we're going to turn all of our stuff off just in case. There we go. Now I'm back in control. I want to drop it around, I think our test drops were around 230 meters a second, so I want to kind of keep it around there, if at all possible. Oh, and we're getting close. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Come on, bomber reticle, come on. We're getting close. Prepare to drop. Fuck. 1 away. 2 away. Go, turn. Turn. Oh, shit. Oh my god, we lost it. We lost it. We lost her. We lost her. We lost her. We lost her. Oh, no.